Okay, guys, so we're in the kitchen today. We're going to do a full chicken um, curry, and like as usual, we're right across the European and world um, pitch. This is like a French chicken, the Rosso. Um, they're like very, very good quality, like corn-fed chicken. This one was reduced in Lidl, started at 23 lev down to like 13 lev, which is around about between £6.50 and £6.70 English money, which is, pretty good for a good quality chicken like this. Right, so the rest of the ingredients, obviously Bulgarian onions, we've got cloves, garam masala, raisins, again from Bulgaria. We've got white raisins and dark raisins. I don't think it really matters in the curry. Um, and ginger, garlic, and of course, the curry powder. Um, see, I tend to combine them to get the best out of the bunch, and then to add the heat, we've got the Chili Hills cayenne powder, which is dangerous stuff. This is like got a health warning on it. Be aware, but it's great stuff. Now, this curry is going to be coconut based rather than tomato based. It can go either way. Once you get the basic curry set up, you can go either way. You can go coconut or you can go tomato based. I prefer coconut, but it's up to you. Now, the main things we've got to do is I've got quite a few onions here because it's a whole chicken, and we're hopefully following in the footsteps of the lovely, vibrant Nisha Katona from Ormskirk, not to be confused with Kerry Katona from Warrington, who you'll find in Iceland in the chicken nuggets department. And and the start of the show, which won't be going into the pressure cooker, is the Bulgarian yogurt. Now, this is a goat's yogurt. You can get sheep's yogurt, cow's milk yogurt. And this is the true fusion of these dishes because this is like an Indian dish. And this is the start of the show. This is a showstopper. When you put this in the curry, it takes it to the next level. Believe me. You can try it with Greek yogurt if you're in the UK or America. I don't think you can get the Bulgarian yogurt there, but Greek yogurt's, pretty good as well. Right, so they're all the ingredients, and we're going to be using the two pans because it's a whole chicken. So we'll need to do the two batches, and then it'll all go into the pressure cooker there, which is like these you get in Bulgaria. I don't know where else you can get them. Probably Greece or maybe Turkey. But these are like pretty cheap pressure cookers, but they do exactly what any pressure cooker does. And this has been through its paces. This has done some hard work, guys. And we're going to accompany the curry with jasmine rice, which is there. You can see in the background there, just for interest, all the cans of olive oil. I picked out this one up. This is Turkish olive oil. I picked that up in the local market. There's a trader there. He has all this Turkish product. And you got a Greek one there. There's the Greek ones. That's another Turkish one. So, you know, we're fully stocked up here. We see all the other ingredients for different dishes. Right, so we're going to get on with the curry, and we're going to see you at the pans in a second. Okay, guys. Right, we've chopped up the chicken, the whole chicken, hung, drawn, and quartered, and we've chopped up a load of onions, ginger, some garlic. So, you know, we're all adults. We don't have to watch chopping up of things. So we get the big pan on the heat. A little bit of oil. Now, this is the traditional build-up of the curry that I've seen on many Indian recipe shows, including the lovely Nisha Katona, not Kerry. So we're going in with the onions and just start by reducing them down nicely. You know, this isn't probably not that spectacular viewing, but like, this is what we've got to do. So I've put the ginger in straight away. Some people put the ginger in afterwards, but like, I find, you know, you're waking it up straight away. You're getting the onions moving. I'm going to turn these down. Once they get sizzling, I'll turn them down. I'll just reduce them then. Now I like also getting the flavours in early doors. And the garam masala. Oh, drop that in the pan. That's probably the most exciting part of the video so far. So we're going in with the garam masala, waking up all those spices in there. Now, some people put that in later, but I prefer to put the harder spices in early, right? And that includes cloves, because they take, you know, I leave the cloves in my curries, so I'll throw them in now, and I'll leave them in. Some people may not like the cloves in there, but I do. Which brings me back to, like, this is not a cooking instruction video. This is what I do. I do this. And I get good results from my cooking, from many years of practice, research, watching other people do it, like the Nisha. Right, some more garam masala, wake it up. And you're waking everything up now. as we go. So up to now we've got the onions and the garlic and the garam masala in there. Right. Now they're getting up to heat now, so we turn it right down. Down, not up. So we turn it down now, as traditionally with the Indian process. We'll have to reduce these onions now. A little bit more garam masala. There we go. There's something stuck in there. There we go. We're off and running again. So we're getting a good dose in there. And even now, I'd be tempted to put a little bit of curry in there, if you will. Just to get the story moving. A little bit of curry powder, which was very hard to get in Bulgaria for many years. You just wouldn't bother with curry because you couldn't get anything. I used to bring the pataks down every year and the all the different stuff, all the different powders, and keep my curry story going like that. Right, so what I'll do now actually is get the back burner going over there. Just the back burner. Just to speed just to get things going a little faster. Although, you know, we've got to have patience with this. This is not like fast food. This is proper cooking. So I'll put a bit of oil in there. And we'll get a bit of curry on some of these chicken bits. All over this. That's where the curry's going now. On the chicken pieces. And we're looking for a little bit of white pepper, which is always a staple in this kitchen. And let's just start doing a few bits of chicken in here. Because in the pressure cooker, all the flavours will be smashed into the chicken. Right, so right now we're just going to get the chicken kind of warmed up, like the substitution, ready to go on the pitch. Because all the action will happen in the pressure cooker. Some people don't even use a pressure cooker for curries and stuff. You know, it may be not a purist method, but I've been doing it for a number of years, and I find that, like, when you put the stuff in the pressure cooker, the chicken gets tenderized right through, and it's any flavour in that pan will get smashed into the chicken like an atomic reaction. Right? So we're just bringing this down again. Keep adding this garam masala. That chicken's warming up now. like the substitute. This is not fast food. This is like slow food. And all the best Indian curry methods, chefs all do this. They just reduce the onions down very, very slowly. And there is a thing I like doing actually at the end when the chicken's warming up now over there. And all I'm doing is just getting it warmed up. You know what I mean? It's all going to be super blasted in the pressure cooker. I'll just get the skin browned a little bit. You know, that's the only object of this exercise. See that? You see that? Just getting it going. You know, getting it moving a little bit. Yeah, and what I like to do at the end is like a trick. A lot of not Indian but Chinese takeaways seem to do back home is add. I don't add things some ingredients until the very end, you know, and that will include a few onions, which I like, you know, that like little crispy onion, you know, quite big chunks of crispy onion that like are almost raw. Like this onion here will disappear into the curry, but like at the end, you know, when you're serving it up and that, I like a little bit of that crunch in there. So just put some like fresh onions in at the very end for the last 5 minutes, and it's a good little touch, you know. And the same with the yogurt. That'll go in towards the very end, because you don't want to smash that to pieces because it loses its creaminess, you know. Right, so you see that there? That chicken is getting kind of yellowed and brown. That's the yellow chicken actually from the France. And it's pretty good stuff, you know. It's pretty nice. Right, so that's the yellow chicken getting kind of browned or yellowed up, whatever you want to call it. I'll just turn this up a little touch and get the onions going a little bit more. Right. So now I can put a little bit of curry on the chicken just to keep things progressing, moving all the time. You're building up all the flavours bit by bit. I'll put a little bit of curry in the onions, a little bit of curry on the chicken. There we go. So everything's building up. These are looking good. Onions. There's no real heat in this yet until you add, you know, the chili powder with the government warning on. That's going okay. Chicken's looking good. Now, Right, I've just turned the heat on the third ring, as I'm going to throw these 4 pieces of chicken into the pressure cooker. Bang, boom. And I'm going to put a little bit more oil now into this pan here. And I'm going to start getting the other chicken bits getting warmed up as well. And on the pitch. Right, so they're going on. Now all the time we're going to start like getting these coated in curry and spices. A little bit of white pepper again, as usual. Now as soon as all this goes into the pressure cooker, I'll get the rice on. It should be jasmine rice. Now you could do these a lot longer than this, but like with the pressure cooker, it really does blast it in there. So quite soon, I'm just going to give these chickens a once over. I'm going to even put a little bit of start adding a little bit of coconut milk. I'll put some little bit of coconut milk in there, and I will add some later on because that also tends to get blasted by the pressure cooker. Turn this chicken over now. This is really just getting it going, you know, getting it warmed up. Look at that, beautiful. Now you see all this chicken, it's all for like £6 something, nearly £7, less than £7 I would say. And look at all this, what you're getting, you know. You go to a takeaway, you're wasting your money, I tell you. So any minute now I'm going to transfer everything into the trusty pressure cooker, and we'll get it like blasted away. Now with the pressure cooker, I'll do it when it starts hissing. I'll do for 10 minutes, right? And that will ensure that the chicken is cooked right throughout, and that's the main objective. And it blasts all the flavors into the chicken. Everything gets into the chicken, right? And some people will just simmer this away for like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever. This is how I do it. And like, the results are fantastic, right? Because it does everything double quick time. It does the same thing or even better because it blasts things into the chicken. It gets the flavour in there rather than just simmer away and hope the flavours get into the chicken. This makes sure it gets in there with the pressure cooker, because inside here is a lot of pressure and it's pushing it into the meat, you know. Now you see these bits of chicken again are looking good. Look at all that for the chicken. I mean, that's only just the second half of the chicken, so you can imagine how much curry we're going to get out of just one chicken. and later on I can cut it down, and I'll probably cut it down into pieces actually, you know. Now this is looking good. The onions are really, like, you know, coming down now, reducing. So what I'm going to do any second now, but you've got to hold your nerve. Any second now I'm going to transfer all these things into the pressure cooker. I'll just put a little bit more coconut sauce in there. A little bit more curry powder into the onions here. And I'm now going to put the raisins, the white raisins, in there. And these are amazing, especially after the first day, because what they do is overnight they'll soak up and they'll become like little grapes again, but just full of curry, you know. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to put a little cup of water in there, because with curry you can always reduce the curry, but you can't always burnt curry. Right, we're going to do it. We are going to put everything in the big pan now. Everything's going in the pressure cooker. It's all happening all at once. This curry doesn't know what's hit it, right? And we're going to put it on a higher heat, maybe a little bit more water in there. You can always get rid of water, but you can't put it back. So that's all the ingredients that we need in a curry. Now you could simmer that. You could simmer that for like hours and hours and hours and hours while everyone's waiting. But like, boom, bang. This is the Bulgarian pressure cooker. Right guys, we're back on the, we'll call this part 2, because we've now done the curry under pressure for 10 minutes and I've let it simmer for a while. We've got the jasmine rice here, which is just the standard one part rice, 2 part water, and it turns out pretty good. Now this curry, I'm gonna, as I said before, I like to put chunks of onion in, not too small. I like that crunch when you get them. And that will take another, I'm going to give this an hour. I'm going to transfer this after about 5 minutes, or in a minute, you just hang about, into the slow cooker, which is another tool in the box, which I use a lot, mainly in the summer, because it doesn't produce that much heat in the house, and it gives the curry a nice even warming through, you know, rather than if you have the heat on, however low you get it, you do still tend to get, you know, a little bit sticking to the bottom of the pan. And I find the slow cooker it does another type of heat as well. It's like cooking on the wood burner or cooking on the gas, electric. It's all slightly different type of delivering the heat. And I find when you're finishing off, or you're on a second day of bolognese or curry or anything like that, if you put it in the slow cooker, it gives it that nice heat rather than like whacking a load of heat in again and again from the gas. So that's what we're going to do in a minute. In fact, we'll do it now, and I'll try and show you the. There we go. Ready, steady, go. Boom. Now that's breaking up as well quite nicely. I was going to cut the chicken up, but I won't have to. It's just parted itself. And this is looking good. Now these are the raisins. Now they've gone back up. They suck all that juice up on the curry, and they're absolutely beautiful. I put loads in. I might put a few more in actually. Now we have got a bit stuck on the pan here. I'll just get every bit of goodness out of here that I can. And now I'll put the slow cooker on number 2. I've only got number 1 and 2 on this. I've had this for years and years and years and years. It's brilliant. So I'll put this on high for now and then turn it on low, and we'll come back and plate up in about half an hour's time. Okay, so we'll catch you for part 3, the plating up. Right guys, the last part of the curry video for now anyway. This is the chicken curry. I might do a rabbit curry in the future. Now I'm going to use my tried and tested method of tasting, which is get it in the ladle, not straight from the main pot, and it just cools it down almost immediately, so you don't scald yourself. Right, so a little taste of that. I mean, that's absolutely beautiful, and I wouldn't even add any salt to that. I mean, I don't add a lot of salt to dishes like the curry anymore, or the bolognese, or the chili con carne, because these dishes that are going to go for 2 days, 3 days, as they reduce down and like mature, if you do add salt early on in the process, it kind of gets stronger and stronger, so I don't do it. If anything, I'll add salt at this stage. When I serve it, I'll taste it and serve it. So let's get this in here in my beautiful turquoise bowl. And we're going to go in here, bones and all. I just like nibbling the ends of them bones off, actually. And then the rest goes into the doggy in the village, or the cats. Now this is broken up already, this chicken, but it's still nice pieces, you know. So that's the curry. It's got there's another 2 maybe 2 or 3 days in there, and one for the freezer maybe. And you know, curry's not much to look at, obviously, but like this one's turned out pretty good actually. It's very, very tasty. And what's better with curry than beer? I usually drink red wine actually, but like with a curry, I like a nice beer. And the one it chose, which I've always liked a lot, is actually the cheapest beer you can get in Lidl in the UK. I don't know whether it still is, but it's Perlenbacher German Pils, and it's very clean, very nice beer. Chilled. That's been chilling now for 2 days, ready for this moment. So I'm going to enjoy the curry now, and I hope you enjoyed the video as I'm going to enjoy the curry. Thank you. Cheers.